Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to Wow Wednesday. I am your host this morning, Nancy Matthews, one of the founders of Women's Prosperity Network. And every single week, we are bringing you a midweek boost of motivation, education, and inspiration to keep you moving forward, feeling inspired and excited about your life and your life purpose and your business. Today, we are joined by Karina Felix, and I'm so excited to introduce you to her. I think this is your first time with us on Wow Wednesday, so yes. It's her wow debut, as we would say. And before we do, just want to share a couple of Women's Prosperity Network announcements. So first of all, this Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we're having a happiness hour. So we want you to join us online, and we've got some surprises planned, some games planned, and this is really just an opportunity. It's not business, it's just getting to know each other and hanging out and really connecting at a deeper level and having some fun. It's absolutely free. We invite you to join us. The one business piece that we're going to do is celebrate our members who have been inviting their friends and colleagues to the community, which is how our community grows, by spreading the good word of all the value you receive and share that with others. So be sure to go to womensprosperitynetwork.com and you'll find all the information in the events link and join us for Happiness Hour. We're going to have a blast. So that's coming up this Wednesday. Next Tuesday, I think, is our monthly Gold and Platinum members group coaching and mastermind calls. So you'll also see information about that on the website. We do that the first Tuesday of every month. And this is where we get down to more of a business conversation to support you in increasing your impact and your income. Please remember, those two things are not mutually exclusive. Impact and income. The bigger your impact, the bigger your income. So join us for that group coaching call. Now I get to introduce you to Karina Felix. And I believe you've been a part of the community for, I don't know, 5 or 7 years, right, Karina?
Well, I think my first meeting was the 2009 meeting.
Wow, that is a long time.
That is a long time. I went up to Orlando and Fort Lauderdale and West Palm. So, yeah, like I said, I've been on and off for every time if there's time to regroup and re-energize, it's time to come back.
Beautiful.
Come back home, you know?
Well, welcome back home, my friend. It is a pleasure to have you with us and to be able to feature you today because, as my sister Susan said before we actually kicked off the call, I have admired the work that you do, the woman that you are, and it's a pleasure to be able to share a conversation today with our community about, I love this title, Saboteurs, Slippery Slopes and Signs. What does this mean? So we're going to dive into that conversation. And before we do, let me share a little bit about Karina and her background. She is a metaphysician and an ordained metaphysical minister. She has a master's degree in metaphysical science and is currently pursuing her doctorate. She's a serial entrepreneur, magazine and book publisher, speaker, published author, writer, and recipient of the 100 Successful Women in Business 2019 award. She has guided many, from children to adults, from her dance studio and the Kids Clubhouse in the Turks and Caicos Islands. As a substitute teacher in Palm Beach County, president of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, the Palm Beach chapter, and through her guided writing and coaching programs. She's published books that include First Things First, When Writing Your Book and Creating Your Legacy, and short stories and prose pieces that are published in Spectrum, volumes 14 and 15. Her next book, Living a Conscious Life Unconsciously, A Child's Connection with Her Guardian Angel, will be available later this year. And welcome, Karina.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nancy. And like I said earlier, I'm so appreciative for WPN and the sisters, what do we call them, the Three Musketeers. And I'm still amazed, and I'm sure many of us have had moments of having the same opportunity you have, which is working with your family and your siblings. And I think that's something amazing. So thank you for all your guidance for so many years.
You are most welcome. And we first met when you had your dance magazine and were expanding that. And life has brought a series of changes and challenges to all of us. Would you agree?
Big time.
Yeah. And the thing that I would say I've observed about you as a constant, no matter what business you were focused on, is your commitment and connection to be your best self and guide others in doing the same. Like that's always been, whether, like I said, whether it was at your dance studio or as a teacher or through your magazine, I love your commitment to raising up yourself as well as raising up others. So thank you for being you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So let's dive into today's conversation, which is about what really can get in the way of, confidence and clarity and moving forward. I've noticed this in myself at times. I've got a passion and I want to do this, and then suddenly I'm not doing what I said I was going to do. Right. So let's dive into what gets in the way of us really living in that full, complete expression of ourselves.
What I've experienced in the long run is that we are very indecisive, and the indecision, it creates confusion. And we think the problem is us, or I can't stick to this, or I lost my passion. And at the bottom of that, it's not always what's happening right now. It's what happens when the subconscious mind kicks in and says, but remember when you did that, it didn't work. And remember, and these little remembering that we know it's just chatter, we know that's not who we are, but because we're not living consciously, we're not living in the moment to pay attention, because the whole point is you want to catch that voice as soon as it starts talking, and you want to cut it off before you go down the roller coaster. Because once you get into it, it is hard to get out, because you go into the depression and the poor me, and you get into, and it spirals, and getting out takes a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
I totally understand. And I also understand that this is not easy. And this is perhaps one of the slippery slopes that you were referring to.
Very much.
So how do we recognize whether, that little voice is a legitimate fear or a sabotage pattern? How do we recognize that distinction?
The first thing we have to come to terms with is what I call the pact we create with ourselves. Even though we think, oh, well, I learned this from mom and dad and teachers, but there's a moment, something happened that we made an agreement with ourselves. We actually said, I don't like this. From now on, this is what I'm going to do. The problem is it worked then for that part, because it's kind of a defense mechanism. It's to keep you safe and secure. And it's not always about trauma or abuse. It could just be you were being ignored because you were one of so many kids and no one gives you the attention. You could either become that person that becomes really, really needy and, always need attention, or you can become someone that would go back and just hide away and never speak the truth. So it could go any which way. It's not just bad or good, any which way. But when we make that pact, sometimes it's conscious, sometimes it's unconscious. In my case, I knew it was very conscious. But then we keep repeating this for the rest of our life. And at some point, you have to say, why am I repeating the same thing? Whether it's a decision in a relationship, friendship, even with your kids, spouse, there's certain things we keep repeating, and it's like, why? And it's when we stop and ask why, then you have to go backwards and go, at what point did I decide this is the only decision I can make? And then this goes back, and I'm going to explain something, because I thought it was perfect, because you, Miss Nancy, brought it up in a few meetings ago when you said, no, I created the one book message because I was thinking about this. But while you were journaling, you went, oh my goodness, no, it goes back even further to my childhood when this happened to me. And I made a pact with myself that I will do something to change it. because kids shouldn't be treated like that. So it's something that stayed with you, but you kind of forgot. And at some point, something triggered it, and you went, "Oh, I'm going to do a book because this happened." But with deeper analysis, deeper,
Interesting.
you go back to, and there might be a moment that it's even before that. It might even go back to a younger time when maybe even, babies also take in new learning experience. A child know if I scream too much and I'll be ignored, or the other way, I'll get spanked. So I'm going to shut up. So I never react. So it could go far, far back, and just unraveling that is literally like an onion. And it's like peel, peel, peel. But it takes a lot of getting back and saying, okay, but what else happened? And when did this start? When did I started this behavior? Was it a situation? Was it a person? Was it a word? Sometimes just a word can trigger you. So
I love that you're giving an example of this in not just a negative fashion, because I think our subconscious mind plays a very, very important role. And there's a lot of conversation and teaching about negative thoughts and limiting beliefs that are in your subconscious, but there's also a lot of good stuff in there, right?
Yeah.
And I think that you're bringing up a really valid aspect of why there's value in just exploring, observing what's happening right now and saying, oh, okay, that's an interesting thing. What's the root of it? And it could be, positive or negative. It doesn't have to be, oh, I just need to clean out my entire subconscious. No, we need to, there's good stuff in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's very important to find balance as well, because just like you mentioned, the negative and the positive. So, we always, like you said, we look at the negative, or we look at all the bad stuff, but then we have the positive, the overachievers, the overworkers, and then they are not taking care of their health from a different point of view, but we're looking at them as, oh, wow, they're accomplished, they're this, but they're killing themselves and they don't have a life. So that's a whole nother set, because now they have to prove themselves to mom and dad or to somebody in the past.
Yeah.
So again, it's the pact where it's like, it's okay. You need to do stuff for you and stop letting the outside influence control your life, because even success can be controlled by the outside, where to everyone else, oh, she's so successful, she must be happy, she must be. And then they're not. We look at people like Robin Williams and you go, he got money, he's funny. Why would he commit suicide? Because there's something else was missing.
If you would, I'd like to ask you to share a little bit about your personal journey in that aspect. And you had the dance studio, you had the magazine, and you've shifted from that. So can you share a little bit about what that journey's been like for you?
Well, this is going to be perfect, because I think when I was somewhere between, I grew up in a family with six. And I was, for the longest time, I was the youngest and the only girl. So for a moment I was pampered. I was like the queen. And my sister came like 6 years later, and she took she took the reign away. But at some point I was already kind of a quiet kid. But with all of this, everyone wants mom attention. Everybody's talking, and everyone is talking louder than the other. At one point, I remember having this conversation, and I got cut off. And I just thought, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't need anybody's attention. I'll take care of me. And I made that pact with myself. As I look back now, I realize I'm very, very good, like what I say, creating the show. I'll organize it, produces the curtains, the lighting. But when the curtain opens, it's never me standing up front. I push everyone else in front of me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's been going on. And you do that with your relationship. You put the guy first, you put the husband first, you put the kids first, you put your friends first. And then it comes to this point where they're so expecting it that when you realize, wait a minute, I too am a person. I too should be shining. I too should be able to say, no, this time I can do it. Because I am the one to stop all my work to go help someone else. Well, they need me. I'll get back to this. And then be upset with myself for not taking care and doing my work first. But, I got to make them happy first. So this has went on for a long time. And one day I'm journaling, I said, why? Why do you sabotage yourself? Why do you stop yourself from doing what you should do while you could be somewhere else? And that's when it hit me. And I went, oh, remember that pact you make that you're not going to want people attention and you're not going to put yourself out there. You're just going to hide in the background. You're still doing it. Wow. So this is what happens though. Once you start to change, once you start to do self-love, once you start to pursue what you want, you're gonna have a lot of feedback from the naysayers. They're not gonna be happy with you. You're not doing what they want you to do anymore. And it
All
makes
those
me
people
upset.
you were saying yes to, yes, 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 you start saying no, they don't like it.
They cut you off fast. Or sometimes you have to be, at that moment, you really have to be selfish. And it's not a bad self. I always say there's two selfish. There's the selfish where it's mean with bad intent, but there's the good intent to heal you. You have to first heal. You can't help anyone unless you're healed, you're authentic, you're feeling in a good place. If not, what you're giving, it's you're not giving true, authentic, what I call pure positive energy. And I love to give pure positive energy. Like I want to look at you, focus on you, and give you all and let you go ahead, absorb some of my energy. I got enough to give.
Beautiful, beautiful. So in that moment where there's a recognition, oh, look at this pact I made with myself, or this decision I made that's no longer serving me. What are some steps we can take to change that? Because that's not necessarily an easy path.
No, it's not. First things first is conscious, be aware. This is why I'm a really, preaching is the word now, I guess.
You're a minister, so
I have to, yes. living a conscious lifestyle. And to live a conscious lifestyle, you really have to live in the moment. And there is a lot of distraction. So you have to create it for yourself. And I have got to the point where, it used to be where if I'm going to cook and eat, I'll call a friend and we talk while we're cooking. But now I make everything kind of a ritual. So cooking, I'll sit there in gratitude and I would say, thank you for the abundance. Thank you that I had the money to buy the food. Thank you that the food is available on my plate. Thank you that I have the health that I can stand here and actually cook it. And then I sit here all alone and enjoy the five senses and colors and go and thank you that I can sit here and eat it. And, I do a little prayer, may it nourish my body, mind, and soul. And so it is. And then I dig in. But it's me and my food. And because food has energy. Yeah. And it doesn't, I always say too, it's not what you eat. Did you bless that before you eat it? Because you're taking in the energy. That's what makes a difference in our bodies. Whether it's your water, your food, bless. As soon as you pour a glass of water, you say, the experiment with the water, right? Yeah. Our body is 80% water. So talk to your body because the cells will react.
That, I got goosebumps. and I'm just creating this opportunity, right?
Yeah.
In this moment, every single one of you that is listening in, whether you're with us live, catching this on the replay, I invite you to try on this experiment. Just let's say the next 7 days, right? So when you come back next week for Wow Wednesday, take this on. Every drink you have, every meal you cook and you eat. Like
everything you're doing, even your shower. You're showering.
No, let me give them one thing. We got to give them one thing at a time. Trust me.
Okay. We're talking about, but I mean, just being in the moment, being conscious of what's happening.
Yeah.
Because that's when you start to hear the voices, the clear voices, not the chatter.
The chatter comes out when all the distractions go.
Correct.
Yeah.
But when you focus clear here, it's almost like a meditation. Then the clear voices come in.
That's why in the shower I get so many inspired ideas.
See? or just as you're waking up, if you just lay in bed a little longer, you go, what a great idea. And then you jump in your computer.
Jot it down, capture it, say thank you for it. I love this concept. So again, here's an invitation for everyone. Choose maybe it's when you're taking a shower every day or washing your face or brushing your teeth. Just choose to be really fully present. Don't look at your phone. Don't, be, putting on the music necessarily. Just be present. Bless your food. Bless this moment that you have and watch how your life transforms.
It does. It becomes
Beautiful.
it becomes it becomes an ongoing meditation. So you're kind of meditating all day through, not just, oh, I did my 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. It becomes an ongoing meditation. And when you're meditation, you're always in this very high, elevated, positive space.
Love it. I want to transition to another part of a conversation in that and I know I've been through this, as I've gone through more conscious lifestyle and being aware, some of the people in my life didn't really get it. And that can be uncomfortable, that can be scary. What do you have to offer around that?
Very simple. Compassion. We are all not on the same spiritual journey at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So you can look back, and instead of getting angry, you say, they are not there yet. They are working their way up, because we all have to go through different stages within our spiritual journey. And some of us are more advanced, some of us come in as old souls, some are baby souls, but we're all at different levels, and we're here to learn. That's what we're here to learn, grow, expand. And as we're learning and growing, some people, maybe Nancy, you came in as an old soul. You maybe came in already with a lot of knowledge and understanding. So it was easy for you to transition in this lifetime. Some people, this is not their lifetime to be at this level. It might be their next lifetime. I'm sorry if I can allow to talk that. I'm a metaphysician, so I talk that.
Yeah,
But,
no, that was, you speak your truth, girl. And I actually feel a sense of compassion and love and freedom that
it is.
maybe it's not my job necessarily, right?
Yeah. It's like you don't want to have judgment. You don't want to, because when you judge them, you judge yourself. And if you judge, once you start judging, the question is, why am I judging them? What about me that I not heal yet? Because that's what any negative out, any judging out, whatever that is, it always turn it back and go, why am I judging? What about me that I'm not fixed yet, or that I feel needs to be fixed, that I need to have such an opinion? Because we reflect what's going on the outside.
So what you just brought in was life-changing for me in learning to take 100% responsibility for everything I'm feeling and experiencing. It's part of the one philosophy. And when I get upset or angry with someone else, that emotion shows up. So it goes back to what you said about being conscious. Like the first thing to do is notice, oh, I'm ticked off and angry. That really got to me. So what is it in me? It's never about their behavior, right?
No, exactly.
This is a big lesson, and not always an easy one, but they're just such a jerk, or they're such an idiot, or they were so mean. It's never about them. So let's dive into this a little bit, because when you really get this, it's true freedom.
It is true freedom.
Yeah.
In one of our networking, and they said, I think Trish in our breakout says, pick something that really great happened in the last month. And I sat there and I'm thinking, every moment is a great moment to me, because I just walk around here going, I just moved into my new home, and I'm like, I feel like I'm on vacation. And there's nothing different. It's just that I chose to always just be like, wow, I'm blessed. Wow, look, I get a nice plate. When you stay in a moment, and it's such a freedom, because then you're aware of what's happening in the world. You notice all of this conflict. But I always say, I can only do what I can do. If there's something I can personally do, I'm jumping in. But for me to start putting out negative energy and talking bad and blah, 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 yeah, I said, I don't participate in that. I prefer to send out blessings and prayers and stuff like that. But a good example I was going to say about you're driving down the street and someone cuts you off. You know the first thing you want to say, right? Especially for those driving right now.
Be
You
careful.
just want to be like, don't they see the lights? And now I just go, maybe they really are in a hurry. Maybe something is wrong. Maybe there are, I'm going to forgive them for whatever their issue is, that I do not know what their issue is. And it's not my business. My business is to make sure that I always stay calm. Because, we are psychophysical people. Your mind affects your body affects your mind. And the way I explain it is your subconscious hears something. You're driving in the car, there's a song playing, but there's that one word. And that one word is going to trigger you. And unbeknownst to you, your heart starts beating, you're sweating, you're feeling anxious. And if you're conscious and catch it on time, you go, what just happened here? Right? And then you go, deep breathing. And then you start telling yourself, I'm fine, I'm safe. There's nothing wrong with me. No fight or flight. We're okay. We're okay. And with that, the heart says, oh, but we're breathing normal. There's nothing going on. Then the heart sends back a message and says, we're okay. There's nothing going on. And the mind go, oh, we're okay. Okay. And then it sends back to the rest of our body and say, calm down, muscles relax, stomach unclench, because they work all the time. That's why it's so important to be aware of what you're thinking, because it affects the whole body.
And that was really good. And I like that you said psychophysical, because that's really the connection with, mind, body, spirit all coming together. And the key that I glean is in that moment, noticing that your thinking has created a not good feeling. Right. So our thoughts direct our feelings. So when we can stay aware of what our feelings are we feeling, content, happy, inspired, joyful, feeling love and all that? Or are we feeling afraid, angry, notice that in the moment, get present, just right in that second. I love this advice. Just get present. Oh, I am okay right now. Whatever got triggered was a memory from the past that is not really the experience I'm having right now. Huge.
And I have one little trick.
Yeah, go bring it. We need it. There are saboteurs.
It is
out there.
It is so simple, and you're gonna say it's crazy, but breathe out and hold it as long as you can, and watch your mind zoom, because we're used to breathing in, but we can hold breathing in for a while. But breathing out, remember, breathing out, that's the last thing we do.
Yeah.
Breathing out, that's the last thing you do on your deathbed. That's it. When you breathe out and hold, all of a sudden, everything, your whole body kicks in and it goes, what's going on here? What's going on? You will see right away, you get clarity. Your mind comes back, your body, everything, everybody's like, and it's like, thank you, get back here. And then you continue breathing again. It's where, I heard it somewhere and I started to try it and I went, oh my goodness, it does work.
Right, that's really good. So Karina, let's do this, and WPN family, I told you were gonna love her. She's amazing. So we're gonna open up for questions right now, comments, insights, any ahas. So I'm gonna get those pieces in play, and I know that you're listening in or watching and feeling her energy and being inspired to say, how can I have more of this beautiful piece in my life? And just look how she presents. She just holds it. And that comes through practice and many, many things. So Karina, how can people continue to work with you, tap into this?
I love journaling. Journaling have a way, what I call, it transfers energy, because everything is energy. Your mind is energy. Your thoughts are energy. Your words are energy. And for us to keep the good energy within us, we should obviously, according to the 4 agreements, be impeccable with your words.
That's right.
Right? So what I believe is when you write, it's very different. It's really going to be freestyle handwriting, because then you transfer that energy through you, through your hands onto the paper. And that's how you release all of that chatter. That's how not only are you unraveling what has happened to you, but you're actually getting it out of your system. Because the problem we have is we keep everything bottled up, and it's right down here in our solar plexus, and we're wondering why we're having all kind of aches and pains and worries and concerns. But it's really because we're not releasing the negative energy, and writing is the best way to do it. So what I'm offering today is a 5-part guided writing prompt. So every morning you will receive a prompt, and it's a step-by-step process. And every day we tap into a different part that gets you from where you are now, figure out where these blocks are, unravel these blocks, and bring you back so we can make the changes now.
So it's a 5-part writing process to just uncover what's there. And I want to remind you all, it's like there's stuff in there that you don't even realize. And let's remember, it's not just negative, it's also the positive that you can uncover to catapult you to that next level. Like there's clues.
Correct.
And that's what this 5-part writing process.
That's what happens, because eventually once that you figure that out and you move that out of the way, and then you start seeing all. And also I love to journal about gratitude, because we manifest positive when we put out positives. Same thing for negative, right? We say negative out, negative in, but positive out, positive in. So and the writing also affirms. It's like it's like making a contract and saying, this is what I want for my life. This is what I'm working towards, and this I will get.
I love it. So I invite you all, I put the link in the chat for you to do this experience with Karina, and go to bit.ly/Karina Felix, and that is capital K, lowercase ARINA, capital FELIX. So bit.ly/Karina Felix with a capital K and a capital F, all one word. So everyone can benefit from this.
Please. And, Nancy, we always do something nice for our members.
Yes, we do.
So I dropped my rate as low as can be, because I want to have as many people join. I want as many people to experience this transformation. And it can be done in a very short time, at least the beginning steps. And to start getting those aha moments. So I'm offering to our members for $27 only. And
thank you.
Yes, and at the end of the 5 days, you get a half an hour one-on-one conversation with me to see what came out of the journaling, what came out of the program.
Beautiful.
And it's
process it.
guidance.
Yeah, beautiful. So I'm in. As soon as we're done, I'm going to go grab it, because, and here's the thing. I'm always looking to discover more of who I am, right, so that I can rise it to the next level. And I journal every day, and this is a new process that I can fold in. Like, how exciting. So grab this beautiful invitation from Karina. Join me. I'm going to be right there with you. So are you going to email us the whole thing at once, or do we get one a day?
No, it's going to trickle in, because I need you to really, you could best either you write first thing in the morning, which is great, or
what I do,
evening.
Yeah.
But make sure you have the time, and please do it every day, because every day it's a follow-up. So this one brings you to this level, brings you to this level. So it's kind of a follow-up thing. So they're not individually. So it's a program that's like a funnel, and it's going to bring us back to, okay, what did we get out of it? What do we need to work on? How did it make a difference? And how can we keep remembering to do this, so you don't keep falling back into that sabotage space?
That's the key. For sure.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so be sure to go to bit.ly/Karina Felix, which is KARINA FELIX, capital K, capital F. It's only $27 to do this beautiful experience of journaling and have the conversation with Karina afterwards. Like, whew, just that for 27. I mean, amazing. So be sure you go to bit.ly/Karina Felix. Let's go ahead and open up for some callers right now. So if you'd like to ask a question, share some insights or ahas, hit *6 if you're on your phone, and if you're on your computer, you can simply unmute and raise your hand. So let's check in. First person I see unmuted is area code 503-317. Good morning. Your line is open.
Good morning. It's Mary Jane. Good morning,
Good
Karina.
Good morning, Mary Jane.
I am signing up. You touched on so many points. I was like, oh, she's watching me. So I absolutely need to do this. Writing, I love, so that's easy. You and I are hitting it off quite well in our breakouts, so that's easy.
Yes.
And the 27th is a no-brainer, so I will be there. And thank you. This was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and Nancy, it starts on Sunday. So the first prompt comes in on Sunday morning.
Okay, good. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful, so Sunday morning I'll get my first prompt.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. And because I like journaling in the morning.
Oh, good.
So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
early in the morning.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, good. Let me open up Vanessa Donaldson. Your line is open.
Yes. Hi. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for this information. As a life coach myself and going through Mind Valley, we really focused a lot on box breathing and different breathing techniques. And at first, if you're not used to it, it's like, what is this stuff? But oh my gosh, what a difference it makes. I love that you touched on that in your discussion today. So yeah, the breathing thing was awesome. And I'm kind of a overachiever, high performer. So I need to balance myself. I've got a business coach I'm working with. I've got your wow thing I want to do. Yes, ready. I want to do a lot. And so of course I want to click on $27 too. But the last note my business coach told me was to get off the computer and go spend time with my husband, get on back into nature. I'm the van life girl. I'm supposed to be in nature telling people to slow down, and I'm taking off on vacation. So I would love to do this now, but I have to start saying no to some things because I'm such a sponge in the way I learn and the way I want to do everything at once. So I'm just hoping I've linked in with you on LinkedIn, Karina. So hopefully we can continue the conversation.
Just remember, it's only a 5-10 minutes in the morning or evening. And in general, you're doing Mind Valley, so I'm sure they're already telling you should be journaling all the time.
Yes.
They promote journaling a lot because it does a lot of healing and a lot of clarity. It brings a lot of stuff to you. And since you're an overachiever, I think you do need this.
Well, I have 5 journals. I used to have notes all over the place. Now I've organized my journal books by, my dreams, travel, my future visioning. And then I've got my business journal. Like I'm trying to get organized even in my journaling because one book for, a life of thoughts is too much. So it's a constant.
What about self-healing?
Self-healing? Yeah, that's what I need to work on. But that's the back to nature. Like when I get on in the van and we go out into nature or on the boat and just get on the ocean, that's where I can get grounded again and just listen to the sound of the ocean, watch the sunset, the fish jumping. So that's my balance. But I want to do everything at once, but I can't. And I want to focus on my kids on vacation. And I'm like, I'm going to try to slow it down a little, because we want to do everything at once.
Totally get it. I used to be there too, believe me.
Yeah, I felt like you were speaking to your younger self, which is me.
To my younger self.
Yeah,
I too had the little kids in the dance studio and the kids club and this. So yeah, but it's you do need to slow down at some point and have you time, just you.
Right.
That's literally about you. And
absolutely.
And mommy and wife and mom and daughter and everything else, you become the go-to person, the same thing. And you start to self-sabotage, even though you don't see it at first. And just be careful that you don't start to resent people because you're thinking, oh, they always need my time. Oh, when it's my time. So this is where the self-sabotage come in, when you forget to take care of you, give too much of yourself, and then you start to resent. And
exactly, yeah.
Not a good thing.
Beautiful.
Yep, I'm going to go to Mexico and love on my kids and forget about work for a few days.
That is a beautiful thing. A
Go right
beautiful
ahead.
thing.
Enjoy.
Yeah, and Vanessa, thank you for bringing up, like, here's how I typically will speak with people. If you're inspired to do this, so check out, are you wanting to do this because of fear of missing out, or are you wanting to do this because it's pulling you in a positive way to explore another level of yourself? That's how I make decisions. Like, how does it make me feel? Is it like, oh, I don't want to miss out, I gotta have this now? Or, wow, this feels delicious, I think I want to do this. That's how I make decisions, because anytime we make a decision from lack, that's not a good one. So
Right.
follow your guidance, Vanessa, and just checking in on that, feeling GPS. Is it an inspired thing that you want to do this, or is it, oh, I don't want to miss out? And you'll always get the right answer when you do that, right? Thank
I like
you.
that, Nancy. I like
Absolutely.
that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So again, I'm in because I feel inspired. Not, oh, I have to get this because it's good. No, I feel inspired to do it, and I'm taking action today, right? So that's good. And you're going to go to the same link I'm going to, which is bit.ly/Karina Felix, capital K, capital F. Let's hear from Peg Duchesne now. Good morning, Peg.
Good morning, ladies. Karina, thank you so much for the wisdom you shared with us this morning. Just terrific stuff. And the thing that most resonated with me was that self-sabotage. We always get in our own way, or we often get in our own way, and that makes us our own worst enemy. And that's not the way any of us want to live. So I'm empowered to take action, and I journal, not as much as I should, but I know that your prompts are going to lead me in a new direction, and it's always good to refresh and rejuvenate. So thank you so much, Karina, for what you shared today and what you're going to pour into us starting Sunday. Yay.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you, Peg. Glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, love it. And Betsy Miller wrote on Facebook, she said, I signed up. I don't want to miss out, and I feel inspired. Absolutely perfect. That's so good. Awesome. So again, we have a few more minutes. If you have a question or comment, something you'd like to share with Karina, feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand, and we'll take your questions and comments. Let's go to Barbara Ellison.
Well, good morning.
Good
I'm,
morning.
can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm driving.
Yes.
Okay. I'm almost to St. Louis. I'm so excited off
Wow.
to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Wow.
Anyways, yeah. But just listening to this, one of the things that I heard the other day was that 300 of 365 days, we wake up grumpy. That's the normal, that's what they're saying is the normal wake up. That's why this is such an important subject, Karina. Thank you for bringing it, because we need to do in the morning to offset
Yes.
that natural waking up grumpiness.
Yes.
Oh,
Beautiful.
and so yeah, I couldn't believe it when I heard that, and I said, "Oh, this is so timely, and it's just such a great subject to be talking about while I'm driving to be positive." That
Stay focused.
So stay focused, exactly. So thanks a lot.
Enjoy the scenery, look at the sky, and say how lucky you are. I'm going on vacation.
Yes, I'm on vacation. All right, thanks. But thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Barbara. And
Thanks.
like with this, what we're talking about today is changing the trajectory of your own life and then everyone around you. So think about this. I know if I wake up grumpy, I tend to make the person around me feel a little grumpy too.
Yes.
Right? Where someone once told me that as human beings, like imagine you're this cup of coffee, right? You're this cup of hot coffee. What are you spilling over? Really filled to the brim. What are you spilling over into the people around you? So we're responsible for that piece. So I love that we're getting the opportunity to take a look at owning our lives with 100% responsibility. And if everybody around you is irritating you, guess what? It's not them.
It's not them. And my one morning trick is the minute my eyes open, even if I'm not in the mood to, I
Mm.
smile. Because it's
Oh.
very hard when you smile, that
Mm.
message, because smile means feeling good to your
Changes.
brains. So when you just smile, instantly you go, and then you say, wow, I get to get up today. Oh, not a great day. So now my new thing is, today is the first day of the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes sense to me. But just smile.
True,
As soon
yeah.
as you wake up, just smile. Don't, before you start thinking, and see, try it. Please try it and let me know how if it
I
worked
love
for
it.
you.
Well, and you going into that psychophysical piece, because when our muscles smile, it's sending a signal to the brain to be happy. It's the physical psycho piece. It goes both ways, right?
Correct.
So that's a beautiful thing.
Then the brain tells the rest of the body we're okay, and
Right.
then the body feels
And relax.
relaxed.
Start your morning with a smile. I love that. So
Smile.
good. Oh, so good. All right. We should have time for one or two more. I see Auralia's got her hand up. Love to hear from you, my friend. Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, lovely ladies, and Grand Rising to you, Karina. I'm so glad I got a chance to learn more about you and what you're up to. I called you yesterday, and then today, suddenly you're on Wow Wednesday, wowing us.
Hey.
I want to tell you that I practice most of what you do, and I think it's wonderful. And I'm grateful for the contribution that you bring to the community and to the world. And one of the most important things that you hit on is that being attentive or being present with everything we do is in and of itself a prayer. I had a friend, very wise woman from Italy. She's back in Italy now. And I remember asking her about how do you pray? And she said, everything you do can be a prayer. Every action you make, every move you take with intention, with gratitude, with wonder, with no preconceived notions, just being in the present. What will you create? And I want to say kudos to Nancy as well, and Trish and Susan for all of their wonderful teachings. And one of the most beautiful teachings that has brought so much to my life over the past 10 days or 3 weeks has been making those connection calls without expectation, where I'm really getting to know what my fellow human beings and sisters are up to, and really listening to them and thinking about how we could possibly contribute to each other, and how we contribute to how we can or could contribute together to others. When your heart is truly in it and you're truly present, even that is a prayer. And I remember that Nancy has a prayer before, or a meditation that you do before you make those calls. And I haven't been doing it. And I'm in the flow anyway. I'm going to start to reincorporate that to really bring my awareness back to what I'm doing. And it's like Gary Douglas says of Access Consciousness, awareness creates choice, and choice also creates awareness. But I think it all starts with awareness. So thank you to you, Nancy, and thank you to you, Karina. And it was a pleasure getting to know you and more about what you're up to.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I
That is
look forward to
wonderful.
having our chat soon.
Yes.
Awesome. Aurelia, I can feel the shift in you, and my heart is full. Thank you for choosing to be the one for others. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
You're caring, you're making connection calls, you're just being present for them and allowing what's available to show up, because there's
Exactly.
no coincidences. Beautiful. I love you, my friend.
Thank you. I love you too. Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm glad you brought that up, because in each prompt there is a prayer at the end, a little prayer or affirmation, something to say for the day,
I love
get
it.
your day through. So I just thought it was funny that she said that.
Yeah, beautiful. And Inga is on Facebook, and she said she wakes up and says, "Thank God I got another day." Like how many? And if you just think for a moment, there's a bunch of people that didn't get that gift,
Exactly.
right? Every day.
Exactly. Yeah.
What time will the emails be received?
About 5 a.m.
Oh, 5 a.m. That's good. I'm not going to wait for 5 a.m. Inga, we're good, us early risers that want to get to our journal.
Yes, yes. I think that, well, it's early for whoever, so you can check it whenever, but I figure for those that do wake up early and want to get a nice start, cup of coffee, sun coming up is a great time to journal. For those early risers, and if not for the late sleepers, you could do it in the evening.
Right.
And what it does for the evening, though, it helps also calm you down so you have a better night's sleep. It takes all the daily clutter out, and it calms you down for the night. And you, again, you say another prayer and say, tonight I will have the most amazing sleep possible. And it, again, your subconscious mind is going to tell your body, yep, we're resting today. And so if you have any issues with insomnia or, nightmares and trashing, say a little prayer. Ask for peace and guidance for proper sleep.
Yeah, all the answers are there when we become conscious and aware.
Right.
That was tweetable. All the answers are there when we become conscious and aware. And it rhymes even. So somebody capture that for me. I can put it on meme somewhere. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this Wow Wednesday. Karina, thank you for filling our hearts and our spirits with so much goodness and letting us see how life can really be, regardless of, the stuff that's going on. You said something earlier, the most important job I have is to stay in peace. So that was beautiful, and you do it so well and with such grace, my friend.
So much. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited, and I'm so happy to be back with the new crowd and meeting new people and jumping back in. And just a little FYI, I am launching the magazine, and I will be expanding on not just not my messages only, everybody's message. So once I put all of that together, you will be hearing from me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I know you want to stay in touch with Karina, so be sure to go to bit.ly/Karina Felix, capital K, capital F. Join us in this journaling experience that's going to start on Sunday morning for 5 consecutive days. And then you get a bonus session with Karina. So be sure to go to that link, bit.ly/Karina Felix. Thank you, my friend. I'm excited for all that's unfolding for all of us together on this journey. So thank you for your huge contribution to our community and to me personally.
Thank you. Thank you all. Appreciate you.
Beautiful. And we appreciate you too. And that's why we're having a happiness hour. Be sure to go to Women's
I will definitely
Prosperity.
be there.
Yeah, you'll be there, yeah. Go to womensprosperitynetwork.com. Look at the events tab. Join us for happiness hour. Bring your favorite cocktail, whatever that is, your smile, and get ready to connect with some awesome human beings. Have a great day, everyone. Bye, Karina.
Bye. Take care.